Hello everyone, chapter 6, understanding our criminal justice system. So today we discuss about the four pillar of criminal justice system, or you can say the main four person who play a vital role in criminal justice system. So let's begin. Yesterday we already discussed this case study. Mrs. Shinde lost her chain and she blamed Shanti, her maid. Now the police arrested Shanti. And what happened after that? So when the SI Rao forcibly keeps Sushil in the police station for 2 days, Sushil is abused and beaten by SI Rao and other police constable. They tried and make him confess that he and his sister Shanti had a gang of kiska gang hai, of domestic servant that have stolen the jewelry from other homes. There have been other complaints of theft of jewelry from Shinde's neighborhood. As Sushil keeps repeating that he is an innocent factory worker and the police let him go after 2 days. So what happened after 2 days? So although the court guaranteed a bail Shanti after a month, एक महीने बाद शांति की bail हो जाती है, she was unable to get anyone to stand surety for her rupees 20,000 for her bail. She therefore continued to be in jail. She is very traumatized. She is worried about what will happen during the trial. So let's see the trial. On 14/9/2006, the police filed a charge sheet in the magistrate court. The court gives a copy of the charge sheet, including the statement of the witness of Shanti. Shanti tells the court she has no lawyer to defend her against this false case of theft. The magistrate appoint, because she poor lady, so the magistrate appoint advocate Kamla Roy as a Shanti defense lawyer at the government expenses. Why? Why the magistrate appoint advocate Kamla Roy? Because it is under her right. The Article 22 says that the Constitution Article 22 says every person has a fundamental right to defended by a lawyer. Okay, it is written in Article 22. And Article 39A, the Constitution places a duty upon the state to provide lawyer to any citizen who is unable to engage one due to poverty or other disability. So these two rights given the Shanti to had a lawyer. So that is why the magistrate appoint the advocate for Shanti. Now, here is a advocate Kamla Roy meets Shanti in the court. Now she cross-examined her and asked the question many questions from her. Here are the many case paper. I have been falsely accused to stealing my employer's gold chain. Okay, they found 10,000 in Shanti's truck and said that this was the money she got from stealing the chain. Okay, but that is the money that we have been saving up together. That is the statement given to the Shanti to her lawyer. So the lawyer say what the lawyer, how the procedure is going in the court. So the court frame a charge of the theft Mrs. Shinde's gold chain and the possession of money 10,000, that envelope got from the selling stolen property against Shanti. I pled not guilty and I came trial. Okay, Shanti still not accepted that she did something wrong. Actually, she that money her saving. Okay, she saved her money through saving. So the public prosecutor appear in the case on behalf of the state. Underline everyone. He present Mrs. and Mr. Shinde as a key witness. Okay. So now what happened? Going, let's see. So tell him, Mr. Shinde, how did the gold chain go missing? He's a prosecutor asked from Mr. Shinde. Mrs. Shinde, sorry. So the Mrs. Shinde replied in the court, I had kept my chain in the drawer. And Shanti stole. No other outside except Shanti goes into my room. Mr. Shinde searched her trunk in front of me and we were shocked to find 10,000 rupees in an envelope. Shanti got his money from selling my gold chain. She's a theft. Next advocate cross-examined prosecution witness Mrs. Shanti. So next, who is she? The advocate Kamla Roy. So she cross-examined the Mrs. Shinde. Okay. What you are basically saying is that you did not see Shanti steal the chain. Nor did you recover the chain on Shanti. Also in the 3 years that she has worked for you, nothing has been stolen from the house. You were also regularly paying her rupees 1,000 as salary each month. So Advocate Roy examined Sushil and his employer defense witness who their testimonies is like statement. Everyone write down. She is able to show that the 10,000 rupees found Shanti's trunk could well be earning of Sushil and Shanti, saving. So as the trial in the nearing completion, the Sushil learns the inspector that Inspector Sharma has busted a gang of young men who have been stealing jewelry from the Shinde's neighborhood. Some of Mrs. Shinde's son friend are part of this gang. Mrs. Shinde's chain has been found on them. Sushil tells Advocate Roy about this. Advocate Roy now called Inspector Sharma as a defense witness. Inspector Sharma, can you show that? Tell us what you have found. So here is the date, which date? 15/7/2007. The judge heard the testimony, means statement of all witness. And after the testimony of Inspector Sharma, Advocate Roy argued before the judge that it has now been established that the Shanti is innocent and should be acquitted. So the defense lawyer, with the help of defense lawyer Kamla Roy proved that chain not stolen by the Shanti, and Shanti was innocent. So here is 4 people play an important role in criminal justice system. First is police, who investigate Mr. Sharma. Then second is the prosecutor lawyer. Then third one is a defense lawyer Kamla Roy, and fourth one is judge, who decide that the Shanti is innocent or not, or guilty or not. So let's one by one we discuss about the important role of each main person, each pillar. So let's start our discussion with the police. What is the role of police in investigating a crime? So the role of the police begin with the launching of FIR, first information report. Fine. In the police station, after the registration on the FIR, the police start investigation. On the basis of investigation, they form an opinion or view. If the police think that the evidence point to the guilty of the accused person, that they file the charge sheet in the court. And police investigation always have been conducted in accordance with the law and with the full respect of human rights. Fine. So the next is the role of, so when the police file the charge sheet in the court, the next role of the public prosecutor. Now, the police don't have power. The police not decide that person is guilty or innocent. Okay. The rule of law, which meant that everyone, he or she is a equal front of law. Okay, this include the police. Therefore, the police investigation always have to be conducted according with the law and with the full respect of human rights. If the Supreme Court has laid down the few guidelines that the police must keep these things in their mind and they follow these things in the time of arrest, detention and interrogation. So the police are not allowed to torture or beat or shoot any person during the investigation. Okay, they cannot be inflict any form of punishment on a person or even a petty offense. So here is Article 22 of the Constitution. The criminal law guarantee every person arrested person having a few fundamental rights. Let's examine these fundamental rights. So first, the arrested person, what the first fundamental right? The right to be informed at the time to arrest of the offense for which the person is being arrested. It is the compulsory, mandatory that the police should inform the arrested person that he is arrested or for of which offense. That is his right. That why the police arrested that person. Okay. Now next is the right to be presented before magistrate within 24 hours of arrest. The time start from when the police arrest the person, he should be within 24 hours presented before the magistrate in the court. Okay. Next, right not to be ill-treated and torture being arrested in the custody. It is not allowed by the police that he or she can torture any person in their custody during investigation time. Now next, very important, confession made in police custody cannot be used as evidence against the accused. If that confession he made front of the judge, that is valuable. Okay, a boy under 15 of the age and women cannot be called to the police station only for questioning. So these are the few fundamental rights of arrested person according to Article 22 in the Constitution of Indian Constitution. So let's why these things exist in the Constitution. So let's examine. The Supreme Court of India has laid down the specific requirement and procedure that the police and the other agency have to be followed for the arrest, detention and interrogation of a person. These are as D.K. Basu guideline, and the some of these include. So D.K. Basu guideline are the police official who for the moving for the arrest the person, he should be in his uniform. Okay, arrest or interrogation should be wear clear, accurate, visible identification and name tag with their description. A memo means the note, official note, or arrest should be prepared at the time of arrest and should be include the time, date, event. Commission of Act should be arrested at least one witness who could include family member of the person arrested. The arrest memo should be countersigned by the person arrested. The person who arrested by the police, he should sign on that. The next, the person arrested, detained or being interrogated has a right to inform a relative, friends as well as wisher. That it is the responsibility of the police to inform their relatives, their family member. When a friend or relative live outside the district, the time, place, arrest, venue of the custody must be notified by police within 8 to 12 hours after arrest. So these are the guidelines of the D.K. Basu for the police. Okay, that kind of the parameters should be followed by the police during the arresting and interrogation time. So these are guidelines known as the D.K. Basu guideline, and above the guideline for the arrested person, fundamental rights for the arrested person according to Article 22 of the Constitution.